I really like this young man by the name of Dane Calloway. Very exhaustive, very deep individual in terms of what he shares. And one of the things he talks about is how African Americans, want of a better term, I could say blacks, I could say Moors, but I want to keep it clear. An individual who looks like me, who was once enslaved, but we were rulers before then, and we forgot knowledge of God, and that's how we got tricked up. Now we getting ready to come up out of that. And so at the end of the day, in the beginning of the day, the key is land, how to acquire land, not necessarily based on a credit report or money or who you know. So I'm now in Tucson, Arizona, and I basically came here roundabout because of a situation that occurred with Baltimore Public City Schools in terms of the testing that they had regarding um, I can't even remember the doggone thing, but I'm trying to speak quickly. It's two tests that you have to take, and one of the tests is so culturally, how can I say, like biased, that it has nothing to do with being effective in the classroom, and I had to deal with that. But make a long story short, when I finally got here, I was going through some changes. Came lived with some family members in Phoenix. Then I ended up in Tucson. Um, I bought a course that cost $5,800 and or $7,800 that was called astro flipping. And so I never did get what's called an ROI, which is a return on investment, but I learned a great deal. And I believe that the Lord is moving in my life that maybe I wasn't supposed to so much gain a profit out here, but to learn so that I can take it back to those who cannot afford that price and to teach at no cost to those who look like me. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I've already made up my mind what I'm going to call the course. I'm going to make sure that I register it, trademark it, um, all the things to make sure that the course is locked in. But instead of charging a price, I'm going to teach it at no cost to young people. With the approval of their parents, because they need to know how they're going to underwrite their first vehicle. They need to know how they're going to underwrite their first mortgage. They need to know what a mortgage is, why buying a house is so important, why specific education is important for us. But there's two things that I believe that's very important for African American children, and those two things are: one is, who are you? If you don't know, I'll prove to you who you are. Second thing is, what is your value? Once children learn that at a very early age, we're talking about elementary school or maybe even pre-K, as soon as possible, is because your decisions start to be different. Your value of who you are begins to start being different. Because even though I'm wearing this hat that says Mason on it, I don't want people to get uh, confused to me and how the Lord placed His word in my life, this symbol, and what it truly meant. So ultimately, in the beginning, this was supposed to be a symbol of something called the Brotherhood of the Snake. So it was supposed to free man from his ego. But ego gained control of it, and then it reached a level where what was at once good was turned into something that was used for bad. So in my particular case, the reason why I'm wearing it is because I had to do my own research outside of the lodge, because I found out that the brothers that I connected with that were in the lodge, they were so deep in their ego that there's a reason as a people I think it's like 86 million acres of land was stolen from us, either by the Ku Klux Klan, which is the KKK, by sheriffs, by law enforcement officers back in the day when we couldn't read or write. And then when you were killed, if you were found with a book or beaten within an inch of your life in terms of trying to learn letters, what was important, how to read, how to write, these things are still valuable right now. If I'm not mistaken, there's one case where there's this young lady. I'm not going to put this particular high school out there, but a good associate of mine that I stay in touch with, he told me that there's a school in Baltimore City right now where there's a young lady who graduated from high school and she can't read or write. Well, let me tell you something real quick, right? That's the norm. That like that's not like something like big, like something like just happened.